So we started feeding him. Like I'll feed him when I get home from work or working out, or at least he'll feed him before she leaves, and then we feed him around 5 o'clock. So he just got fed and ate it all.
He's like, "Is this all the food I get?"
But I mean, it's probably the same, if not maybe even more than what he used to, like with just having a bowl full all the time. But he just eats it so fast now.
Guess that's what happens when you have competition.
Yeah, I mean, the cat will take like pieces of food, like 1 or 2 pieces at a time, but he doesn't usually take.
I had a friend who had a black lab that would devour food whenever you gave it to her. It didn't matter when, so they had to feed her like that.
Yeah.
Like she would just eat until she started vomiting and then eating the vomit, and it was like, oh, that's so bad.
That's gross.
Like, my buddy's Cody, you've met a couple times, Zach. His dog, he has an English bulldog who will eat like that. Like as soon as he gets food, he's over there and he just scarfs it down, and then they even got him like a slow feeder, and he like figured it out, and so like he was still eating super. I never heard from Matt or Tim if they were gonna make it today or not. So I figure if we are just 4, what we'll do is we'll just RP whatever it was you guys wanted to do before the day that you had for free. If so, nobody else joins. That's what we'll end up doing. If that's okay with everybody.
Works for me.
So maybe a shorter session, but that's the plan. And since we have 4 of you guys here, we'll give them another few minutes.
Okay, I'll keep listening to music.
Scat Graham.
And anything, if you guys want to do any of your conversations in private, I haven't messaged you what you wanted, Scat or Justin, but I do have it, so I'll give you that information. But if any of you guys are trying to do stuff in private, we definitely can.
Hi. Hello? Oh. Hi.
He also just ate, so probably doesn't even know.
I don't understand why the first sound alert on my channel doesn't play all the way. It's weird.
First sound alert.
What?
Sound alert for what?
You know, like I have a point redemptions for sound alerts. The first one that plays always like doesn't play all the way.
I mean, the main thing is just reload it, right?
Well, after you play one, it works fine. Yeah.
Probably something on that end then, not you.
Thought it might be because our internet's not the greatest, so it takes a while to get packets or something.
When you play, sometimes when you play it on other people's channels, it doesn't play it right away.
Oh, so it must just be a sound alert thing.
Sometimes it like cuts off like the beginning or something. Sometimes it like doesn't seem to play at all. I mean, it's a Twitch built-in thing.
Sound alerts are a third-party thing, aren't they?
Using the Twitch points? No. It's, well, I shouldn't say, it's probably partly third-party, but it's still integrated with Twitch using Twitch stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fair.
So I think you're right. I think the sounds and everything are made by a third party, but it's still like has to go through Twitch. I mean, 2 days ago you couldn't clip channels for like 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah. I don't even know what I was gonna do in the village. I kind of did my potion shopping already.
I mean, you can walk around too. I mean, just safely
Do I have
walk
any
around.
money? I do have money.
Do I look like I have money?
Decent amount. Have you spent much money?
Me? No, not really. Did you spend a bunch of money on like novelty magic items? The pipe of smoke monsters. That's about it.
Didn't you buy a cloak?
Nope. I think
Oh,
the
you
cloak
asked
was
about a
super
cloak, right?
expensive. I asked about it because it was like the cloak that you can make a billow on command.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like most cloaks are kind of expensive.
Who gave me stuff they wanted?
I gave you something.
Scatgram? Yeah, I know Scatgram and Morning Lord did. I think Felidor or Mal did. Just
I was trying to think, and I was like, well, I already did the potion thing. That was the main thing I wanted. And I don't.
yeah.
I guess I can go there again because I got money.
I mean, you
It's
can,
just I don't have a
like I
ton.
said, you can just walk around town too if you want.
He's making his way downtown.
Well,
Just remember, everyone else but me is an asshole.
what?
Is what? I think that's like the opposite.
No, I'm listening to the song, and that's what it's titled.
So, like, is this like a festival going on, or is it just very much like this happens every year? It's kind of contained to the area it's contained to,
It
or is
would
it like
be it would be more of a festival atmosphere, because uh, it is a competition, but it happens like once a year. But it's kind of like the NCAA tournament, where like a different city will host it each
Oh, okay, that
year.
makes
Yeah, so it's gonna be like it's a bigger thing. Like even like when you know smaller cities or cities get like the first couple rounds of the tournament, like usually the final rounds in the same area, but it's like a it goes different places every year, so it'd be like cup type of thing or Olympics where they don't they won't probably host this for a while again.
And I guess my second question would be: would it be like a festival with vendors, or is it more of like a festival that's like food and
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of traveling vendors and obviously
Okay.
like the shops that are already there, things of that nature because they, everywhere, if you're a vendor, you want to go where people are, and right now they know that people.
Yeah. But sometimes like it's more oriented towards like knick-knack vending rather than like actual, vending. But I guess it's a
Yeah,
more ancient time than what I'm thinking.
yeah.
It's probably. I'm
Um,
also just trying to think of things to do. So.
yeah, no problem. We can kind of start. I guess I know that Morning Lord said he wanted to go to.
We get a long
Uh,
rest.
yeah, you would have a long rest. Um, go to the uh,
Blacksmith.
blacksmith. Sorry. Um, and so I don't know if anybody wants to go there too, or if anybody had any plans to go there for anything, they can certainly
Blacksmiths
go with
sell
it.
weapons, right?
What was that?
Would a blacksmith sell weapons or mostly just armor?
Oh, weapons and armor.
I'll go with them. I don't really have a need, but okay, I'll go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, what was that? Sorry.
I'll go too.
Okay. Um, so as you guys are walking around too, as I mentioned, you do see like vendors. I mean, you see like Max Exotic. You make it is what it's called. It's just like a food stand. And then you see like Gloria's Fine Cuisine. You see another traveling shop that says Dag's Technically Magical Items. And you.
What was that?
It's called Dag's Technically Magical Items.
Okay.
As we walk by to there, I'm gonna peel off and go to that shop.
Okay.
Well,
So
we could take a short pit stop. You like bags?
I want to go through these technically magical items.
I see him starting to go over there. I'm gonna nudge Morning Lord and be like, we should follow Scarecrow. I want to see where this goes.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start following Scatgram. I don't know if Morning.
I'm gonna follow him too. I'm like, technically magical items. I wonder what that is.
So you go up there, and it's this dwarven male is running the shop, and he has like the goggles on, like very much a tinker. And he starts he greets you warmly. He's like, welcome, welcome. How can I help you?
I'm just gonna kind of just walk around his little. Is this like a little booth, or is it an actual shop, or what do we got here?
Yeah, it's like a little booth. Like at most, it would be like at a Ren fair, like
Okay,
kind of booths that they have a little bit.
I'm just gonna kind of like I heard him, but just not acknowledging it.
Yeah,
And gonna kind of just start poking and prodding at the different items on the tables that he has out there.
yeah.
Kind of
So
just inspecting them and kind of just fidgeting with them, trying to see if I can figure out how they work.
yeah, you see a few items all around. Like you see some different weaponry around. Like you see some short sword, like a short sword, a bow, long sword. Like you see some different weaponry around. You see like a hat. You see some like rings and amulets and stuff like that. Um, you see a few different bags sitting the on the back. You see some instruments, and then you see like off of the corner. One of the items too is like it basically looks like a bundle of wood, but it has like hinges all over it, so it's like clearly folded up. But it looks like just a bundle of like 8 2x4s basically.
My mind immediately sees like the bags on there,
Okay.
so I want to pick one of them up and just kind of open it and just look into it, peering at it, and see if I can figure out what's in it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a d6.
Like a D6, like a D6.
A 4.
A 4.
Yep.
Okay. So you just like peer in it.
Yeah.
And like see, you don't see anything in the bag, that's in there. I mean, even if you like flip it over and nothing comes out, it looks like it's a pretty empty bag. For all intents and purposes, it kind of looks normal. But Dag looks at you and he sees you and he's like, I see you have the bag of golding over there. Very, very similar to a bag you may have heard of, the bag of holding. But you can only put gold items in this for some reason. It rejects everything else.
What?
It makes a very good coin purse as long as it's gold.
Not believing what he's saying. I'm gonna take like 5 coppers out of my pouch and quickly just drop them in the bag and holding it open with one hand, and then just
As you try and drop it into the bag, it just like rejects it and like shoots it all over the place. So like your 5 gold just scattered, or your 5 copper just scattered.
I'm gonna set it back on the table, pick up my 5 copper real quick, and not to be outdone by this bag, I'm gonna open it up again and basically hurl my coins in there as fast as I can and try to cinch it shut.
Okay, you throw your bags in there, or you try and throw the coins in.
Yeah, I'm just trying to throw the 5 copper in there and try to cinch that close as fast as I can.
And since you like threw them, it like breaks through. Like last time you just dropped them, so it kind of just like caught it before it got into it. So you actually do get him in there this time, and you like try and cinch it, but you feel it punching against your hand, and then eventually like you lose your grip and they fly out again.
I'm just gonna sit here and look at him and go. I turn to him. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. What is the point of this?
Well, I was trying to make a bag of holding and it didn't go quite right.
I'm gonna
Only
throw that.
only 20 gold for this though.
That's 20 gold more than it's worth. I'm gonna throw it down and pick up my 5 copper and put them back in my pouch and start looking through some more of the knickknacks. I'm gonna go to that bundle of 2x4s that you had there
Okay.
and just kind of look at it. I'm not gonna put this off the table. I'm just gonna sit there and look at it on the table and just looking at the hinges and stuff like that, trying to figure out how it unfurls.
Okay. And Malin and Morning Lord, what are you guys doing? Anything?
Does he have any
Either.
like sorry, go ahead. You go first.
No, you can go first. That's fine.
Does he have any like staffs or spears?
Yeah, I mean he's got like at least like one of each weapon.
Can I take a look at? Let's go to spear first. What does he have
Okay.
for a spear?
So it's just a pretty basic spear, and then on the end it has it's just like a metal tip spear, wood shaft. Nothing too exciting about it. And he comes over and he's like, I was trying to make a quality weapon here. Didn't quite work out. And he kind of explains what happened, and then for all intents and purposes, he goes, only 10 gold for this, but it's a -2 spear.
He wants what? 10 gold for that for a
Yeah.
-2 spear?
Yeah, -2 spear, so it's -2 to hit and -2 to damage.
I'll look at him dead in the eyes and go, 8 gold.
Deal.
Deal. Awesome. I got it.
You now are the proud owner of a -2 spear.
As I hear him say what it is, I want to look around and find a hand crossbow.
Okay.
God damn you. You're thinking the same thing I kind of thought of.
You find that?
What'd you try to do to this thing here?
Similar. I'm still working on my magic enchantments. Go ahead and roll me a d6.
Is there a way to add negative, or do I need to add that as like a?
It would just be a
Custom
custom item, I think.
It's a
Okay.
4.
So all intents and purposes, it's a -4 hand crossbow. He's like, I mean, technically it's more powerful, right? At being less lethal, so 20 gold?
I'll give you 15 for this. I have a friend that might enjoy it.
Deal.
Oh, someone has to remind me I have this thing for him.
So once again, you guys are seeing you see a few other bags. You see like some hats, some musical instruments, and then you said you were looking at the wood pile, right?
Yep.
So he goes over as you're looking at the wood pile too. He's like, I mean, you guys have been fine customers. I think you'll like this one. And he pulls it up and starts to unfold it, and it makes like a doorway. And he's like, this is a portable. What it does is he sets it up in a direction, and then he walks through, and it teleports him 5 feet away. He's like, so you can set this up, and you can teleport 5 feet away in the direction it's going. For 10 minutes.
That sounds like the biggest hassle in the plan.
Oh yeah, it's about 30 pounds too.
As bad as we are at crossing pits and holes and stuff that might actually be useful. Usually the pits and the holes
5
are
feet though.
Yeah, they're usually 10 to 20 feet.
We're gonna teleport. No, buy it and tell Matt it works, and we're gonna teleport him right in the middle of a hole.
Uh,
I'm so pissed.
So it's a bonus action. So the way it works basically is it's got a range of 5 feet. Its duration is 10 minutes, so it works for 10 minutes, but it takes a bonus action to set up.
Hey, Skygram, I would recommend not calling your crossbow -4 crossbow, just as a heads up.
Why is that?
Might give it away.
Well, I had to explain it. I had to give it to him, but I won't tell him what it is because I have it in my bag.
I know. You can just change the name of it, and I changed my name to -2 spear, so I don't forget.
So, how much does this portal cost?
Unfortunately, with this, doesn't work quite as effectively as I wished it would have. It was still kind of expensive to make, so 150 gold.
Holy!
Took a lot of materials, unfortunately.
Yeah, really. Unfortunately for you, man.
Well, I don't think I'm interested. What about you, Malin or Skygram?
You can keep it for that price.
I can't get this crossbow to work the way it's supposed to.
I think you'll just have to enter. You might have to just enter a custom item or enter a crossbow. A hand
Yeah,
crossbow. So add
I
a
had
hand crossbow, and then in like the notes.
Yeah, but I have like I put the damage bonus as -4. And it's not rolling a -4. It only rolls a -1.
Yeah, it probably won't.
I don't think the system can recognize that.
Yeah, it probably won't recognize that it's a
It recognizes the hit though. The hit is a -4. It recognizes that.
Oh, does it really?
Is there like a damage rule or something?
I think there's
No.
spells that affect your hit, so that's probably why it can go down more. But I think for damage, the most you can get is a -1.
Yeah.
Oh, that might be. But yeah, I got that. I got part of it. I have it named, so I have that figured out.
Oh, okay.
So what was this other item that we're looking at here?
It's a 150 gold portal
And-
that teleports you 5 feet in whatever direction the portal's facing.
And it's 30 pounds because it's wood.
It's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna pass on that one. There's no way.
And like I said, like one of the hats you see is just a beautiful hat, and he's like, maybe this will interest you. This could be yours for 25 gold. It's the hat of attunement, and he explains what it. He explains it. And for the for the mechanical purposes, you have to attune to it. So it's called the Hat of Attunement. You have to attune to it, but it gives you an additional attunement slot.
So you basically are just wearing a really dope hat.
Pretty much. But you're attuned to the hat.
You said you also had musical instruments. What kind of
Wait,
musical
how much is it?
instruments? 25 gold.
25 gold.
You're thinking to give him actually has something to do, aren't you?
You said he had a staff, right? Can I look at the staff as well, real quick?
Yeah, I mean, all of his weapons at this
Maybe
point.
a bundle deal,
Yeah, at this point, you can kind of tell that all of his weapons are just going to be like low quality minus X weapons.
Yeah.
So what
Like, he
about them
doesn't-
musical instruments?
That's fine. I just want to know. I don't want to know what this happens. Still, I love these. These stories are good so far.
So he talks about the staff, and he's like, yeah, this is made from the finest pine wood I could find.
Good wood, love it.
And he's like, once again, I'm still working on my weapon enchantments. Well, all my enchantments, really. And he's like, but this is and you can roll a d6 too, and it'll be minus that.
Oh.
Come on, 6.
4.
Okay, so it'd also be like a -4 staff.
Does he have any other jewelry?
The main thing that's gonna catch your eye would be an
I
amulet.
guess not even jewelry, just like accessories or whatever. That would
Yeah,
be
I
better.
mean he's got a bunch of like rings and stuff and like knickknacks and trinkets. He says most of these I'm still working on getting enchantments on, but this one right here, and he pulls up an amulet, and it's a really nice amulet, like looks really cool.
Okay.
He goes, this is the amulet of magical focus, and he's like, it works as a spellcasting focus, but the only issue is you have to have another spellcasting focus on your person.
But it looks cool.
It looks really cool. I mean, it looks like it's a really dope one, but
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
you
How
have to
much?
have another spellcasting focus on your person for this to work as a spellcasting focus.
How much? How much for it?
He looks at it and he's like, 30 gold?
How much you want for the hat? Was 25, right?
Yeah.
How about the hat and the amulet for 40 gold?
45.
Um,
That's still a 10 gold discount.
You know, that sounds good to me. They look real dapper. I fucking love it. 45 gold. I want both.
Yep.
Um, and then I'm gonna turn to Droop. I'm gonna go, Droop. Fucking have been having a blast hanging out with you lately. And I give him the hat and the amulet.
Okay. He takes it. He immediately puts on the hat and the amulet.
And I go, damn, Droop, you looking fly.
I'm gonna have to add that stuff.
Chip's gonna be a pimp.
Add a custom item.
You got any fur coats?
Okay, that's. I
Um,
wanted to buy Droop cool looking stuff that was kind of goofy. So
he you know, he looks around. He's like, unfortunately, I haven't really.
No fur
he's like-
coats?
He's like, unfortunately, I haven't really gotten into armor or much clothing other than accessories. You know, I'm still working on my craft.
Gotcha. You did mention something about musical instruments, right?
Yeah, he's got sorry, every time I get to it, got off on another tangent.
Does anybody else want to go before I talk about the musical instruments?
nope, I'm done. I spent way too much.
You kind of see different different instruments, and he's like you know, I kept trying to get this to work, and he's got like 3 or 4 different. He's got like a trumpet, like some bagpipes, like an accordion, and then he's like, these are all, you know, the instrument of ability. So you're invisible as long as you're playing this instrument.
That's pretty cool.
And how much would this cost?
Unfortunately, the instrument still makes noise.
I mean, I get that, but you're still invisible. That I mean, I don't think it's practical. Cool.
Is the instrument invisible with you, or just you are invisible?
Just you.
It's even better. It's just a magical floating instrument at that point.
And how much would this cost?
He's like 75 gold for your pick of instrument.
You said 75 gold?
Yeah.
Would you happen to take 65 gold?
He's like, yeah, I guess I could do that.
Nice. I will take 1 bagpipe, please.
Okay, you have a bagpipe of invisibility. So as long as you're playing the bagpipe, you are invisible.
That's awesome.
This is the dumbest shit ever.
All right.
I gotta admit, the bagpipe so far is probably the best one, or the music instruments. Like the fact that you go invisible, but the instrument stays there and it still makes amazing. Don't worry, guys. Bagpipes are already playing in the street, so if I just play them now, I can walk into this house invisible. They will never know.
All right, I added it. Nice. I think that's all that I need to look at here. Do you guys need to look at anything else at all?
I'm good.
I don't think I have anything else.
Well,
and he, oh, go ahead.
Who was going to say something?
I was saying, does Feldor have anything?
I don't think Philidor was with us.
Oh,
Who's here
Um,
now? Is Cole,
Or
Cole on
or was
board
he
this?
with us? I don't know. We were going to the blacksmith, but we got sidetracked
Sidetrack.
by this technically magical item shop. Are you guys with us at all?
I don't think Cole was with you.
Okay. I guess it's just us three.
Okay.
okay.
He looks at you two and he's like, "Well, I mean, wait, the other two things that I have that really might be of interest to you is he pulls up two other bags and he's like, I know you didn't care for the bag of golding, but I do have this bag of molding. And for practical purposes, it works just like a bag of holding. But if you keep an item for too long, it starts to, regardless of what the item is. um,
That
And then
sounds
he-
disgusting.
and then he has the other bag and he's like, and then I have this bag, and he holds it out and he's like, go ahead, reach in and grab it out.
Go ahead, Scott Graham. Reach in, grab it out.
I want to. I kind of peer in the bag first, trying to see if I can find anything, and
Yeah.
then slowly reach my hand in
Yeah.
there.
Well, when you look in and see there, you just see a bunch of puppies. And so like you reach in there and you grab out a puppy. And it's a real puppy, super playful. And it just starts to like snuggle up with you and try and like have like and tries to like play with you and like nip at your hands and feet and stuff like that.
What the hell is the purpose of this bag?
Uh, he, he turns the bag over and another 999 puppies fall out. And you guys try to move, and it is really, really tough to move because there's so many puppies trying to play at your feet, and also don't want to actively step on them and hurt them. And for all intents and purposes for this bag, you can do what he did. You can at any point you can like take a puppy out, but otherwise you can flip it over, and any medium or small creature that enters or ends its turn has to make a strength or dex save or is knocked prone and grappled, and it counts as difficult terrain in a 30-foot radius.
Well, this is the most useful bag so far. How much does the bag of puppies cost?
The bag of puppies is 200 gold. I mean, like you said, it is the most practical thing I've been able to make so far.
Does it take an action to pour out the puppies?
Yes, yeah. It's an action to pour. It's an action to pick out a puppy, and then it's also an action to dump the puppies. And the duration is for 3d6 rounds.
Hey, I kind of want this. That's a lot of gold. Let's see. Would you take 199 gold?
Sure. If that's what it's gonna take.
I will buy the bag of puppies.
Okay. So you have the bag of puppies, and it's all kinds of puppies. Like I mean, just any breed that you can think of is in there.
Hey, Firehawk, how's it going? You having a good time?
Well, I very much appreciate your guys' business. I travel around, so maybe we'll meet again. But I'm here until the end of the competition.
I'll be sure to let some of our friends know about this booth.
Not.
Okay. So you guys made your pit stop there. At
Can I imagine
Dag's-
that as Droop walks out, he
Yeah,
feeds
happy
them to
4th too.
Sure.
I hope you're
He's
having a
like,
good
he's got
long
new drip
weekend if
now.
you get a long weekend.
Drip
I know
for the
some
droop.
people don't. People
And
have to work today,
so you guys,
unfortunately. But if you have the day off, I hope it's good.
walk out of Dag's technically magical items, and head to the blacksmith. You arrive. I guess Cole. Was there anything that I don't think I saw any? Yeah. I'll copy over the back or the backup copy stuff. Was there anything in specific that you wanted to do in this day off?
No, not in particular. I think the Cole's focus is preparing for competition, whatever he thinks that means. So maybe it's gathering other ingredients, maybe it's practicing with where are my notes? The Minotaur.
Oh, you need his name?
Baron, and reintroducing himself and all of that. So I don't have a good vision for anything specific that Cole's trying to do before the competition.
Okay, no problem. Just want to make sure.
Thanks.
Okay, so you guys head to the blacksmith, and you see it's actually a Videlkin male is sitting there hammering away, and then as he sees you approach or as he sees you walk in, he kind of stops, puts his stuff down, and he's just like, "How can I help you?"
I was coming by to see if you needed any assistance with making any items for the event or anything like that.
I mean, as far as making, I mean, how long are you available for?
I believe I'm just available for today, so maybe if I can help out a little bit, doing some repairs or um, bending some metal to use for other stuff down the road, I'd be happy to help out.
I mean, with just a day, maybe some basic repairs. But maybe you could run down to the dock and grab a shipment of metals for me that I had. And that might be the use of a part of the time. It's just getting some of that shipment in, and then I do have a couple swords that need some basic repairs on them that maybe you can do.
I can go down to the dock and grab the shipment, and then if there's any time left, I can come back up here and do some sword repairs.
Okay. He's like, all right. It's gonna be for Erwin, Erwen, or yeah, Erwen. Um, and he's like, all right, well, much appreciated. I'll get some of those. What's your experience with smithing?
I would say that I am proficient.
Okay. He's like, all right, I'll get some. I'll get some basic sword, some of the easier ones for you, just to test your battle, and maybe later on you have more time, you can help me in a fight like your work. I'll let you help me out a little more.
All right, that sounds good to me. And then I'll head off towards the dock.
Okay. Scatgram and Mal are also there. What did you guys want?
Does he have any spears? I just want to look at spears. That's all I wanted to look at. If he doesn't have
Um,
anything like special with him, I'd just like to look at him and leave.
Yeah, he's got like, I mean, like, as a blacksmith, he's got like a full metal spear, pretty solid make. I mean, it doesn't look like there's anything particular special about it.
Yeah.
Or if you ask him and you like want something more ornate or a
No, I
fashion that you
just
would like better, he could definitely do that.
I think I just moreover want to look at like the quality, like his build quality and just like his craftsmanship, and that's about it. I don't really want to buy anything or look for anything in particular.
Yeah, let me see what his quality is. It's really good quality stuff. Like you can tell he's a middle-aged man, so he's probably been doing this like I mean at least 20, 30 years. Probably started as a teenager in his apprenticeship.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I really wanted to do is just look at the stuff.
Okay.
It's kind of the same with me for daggers. Looking to see if you had anything that was.
Yeah,
better.
nothing that you guys would see that would be magical. Like, you don't. It doesn't seem that he would be the type who would actually make the magical item. Like, you might be able to get it from him if you wanted a high quality weapon, and then
Like a
take it
base.
and and then like get it enchanted. But as far as actually having anything magical, he does not.
Okay, yeah, that's all I was wanting to see.
Okay.
I guess after the sorry though. I don't know if you're gonna ask where we're going next.
No. I just know that Scatgram wants to go to the leather worker also, right? You wanted to go there?
Yeah, I just want to see if they had any better armor than what I currently have.
As we walk him out and just kind of keep an eye out for a stand that might be like selling potions. I just want to look at potions too.
Yeah. Um excuse me. You see like when you were when as you're walking around, you do see, and you've obviously met the guy before, but you see Auric Goldleaf's shop set up, and you know that he's an alchemist and sells potions. He's the traveling guy that you guys helped from Phandalin up to Neverwinter.
Oh.
And then you there's a tailor and a cobbler that would be like the potential leather workers in the town. So which one would you rather go to?
What were their names again?
There's a tailor, and then there's a cobbler or a shoemaker that would probably be the most likely to be leather worker.
Then yeah, we'll go with cobbler.
Okay. What were you looking for at the ocean's mouth?
I'm not really looking for anything in particular. Trying to see here. I'm trying to give you an idea. Can you do Scatgram first, and I'll come back.
Yeah.
That's
why so that way I can also see, like, try and get it figured out.
Yeah, I really don't have. For me, I really don't have a preference. If you just want to do it completely random, but otherwise, I'll try to look and find something.
Yeah, I mean, whatever they have, I'll have to determine, like, random, like if they have it on a percentage basis, depending. But they will have some random stock. Okay, Scatgram. So you walk in to the cobbler, and it's a store, and it says Just Shoes, the name of the store.
Son of a bitch.
And it's a human. It's a really really old human female. She's like, I'm Tanya. How can I help you?
Well, I feel like an idiot walking in here asking if you have any leather armor, seeing as you're just shoes.
The name can be a little misleading at times. I mean, or you could say that shoes are a type of armor. They're armor for your feet.
I suppose if you want to get technical about it all.
I know how to do enough leather work though that I can do special requests. What are you looking for?
Well, I kind of pull my cloak to my side a little bit, showing off the studded leather armor I have on. I wondered maybe you had something that might be a slight upgrade to this.
I'm not sure if as far as leather goes.
That's as far as leather goes, unfortunately. After I started looking it up.
As I say, I think at that point you're looking at plus ability, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I could try and make you maybe a better quality studded leather armor, but for the most part, you're gonna need it made out of a leather that I don't have, or you're gonna have to get it enchanted. But I could maybe make you a higher quality studded leather armor.
That's all right. I'll just keep looking around. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you, appreciate it. and I mean, as you're looking around, like if you look around her shop, it is like just a lot of shoes, like different types of like work boots and stuff like that. And like this is a fishing town and like a very like I guess blue collar town. So like it's a lot of boots, and as far as like the shoes go, it's a lot of boots and then some other shoes.
By the way, with it being a fishing town, do you happen to have any like boots that would give me like either water walking or breathing?
You say shoes that give you water breathing?
She
I
looks
am
at
not a
you.
smart goblin, okay?
She's like, I mean, unless you're out of your feet, then I don't think I can really help you with there. I'll roll to see if she has any water walking. She's like, I don't. Once again, I'm not really necessarily the best at enchanting things. So I don't have uh any boots of water walking either. I have some waterproof boots though.
Nah, I'm good. I'm just gonna kind of slowly make my way to the door and see myself out.
Okay. Um. All right. So, uh, Malin. Did you find
Yes.
anything that you wanted to add?
I guess the three things I'll look for is typical healing potions. I guess a potion of poison and a potion of heroism again. Those are
Okay.
the three that I'll primarily look for.
Okay. She does not have any potion of poison or potion of heroism.
Mhm.
She does have 3 regular potion of healing and 1 greater healing of the ones that you asked for. Or
Sounds
he
most
does,
efficient.
Oric does, I guess. And then what I say, it's 50 for the regular healing, and then was it 250? Let me
I
see if
honestly
they.
don't remember. It's fine. I don't have the gold for that one anyway right now. So
Yeah.
you
Well,
look at
I
it.
just want to try and think so I can remember. I think I charged you 250 or whoever 250 before, but I feel like there's a
I know you
different
mentioned it. I don't know if anyone bought it. I don't
Yeah.
know.
So did you want any of the regular healing potions?
I'm gonna look at two of them and offer them 90 gold and see if they take it.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check on a. We'll just say 15 or higher.
Persuasion.
Hang on.
You have a -1 persuasion.
Shush. If you fail a charisma, intimidation, or persuasion check, you can use your reaction to re-roll the check. Once this feature turns a failure into a success, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. So I guess I get one more trial. Yes.
Okay, so this is like, sure, I'll take 90 gold for him.
That's awesome.
You guys have been good to me.
I'll thank him, and then I'll go back on my way to try to meet back up with Skygram.
Okay. Yeah, the bigger one would be 250. I can't find anything else different. Okay. So you're able to go down to the dock, pick up shipment, and return it to him. I mean, no issues.
Sweet.
Like he gave you like a note, or like his
John Hancock.
his like, well, his like shipping and like docking sheets or whatever.
His bill of lading.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I was looking for. He gave that to you so that way you could go pick it up for him. So you kind of say his name, show that you have it, and they're just like, all right, good enough for us, and hand it to you. You take it back up there, and then he goes, and then he's like, all right, I've got these three swords for you to repair, and go ahead and make an investigation or perception check.
They're both the same, so let's
Okay.
investigate. I got a 10.
Okay. I mean, you're looking at them, and you're not 100% sure why you need to repair these. Like, they look in pretty decent shape as it is. But I guess you're gonna give it your damnedest.
Heck yeah.
And you are proficient with Smith's tools, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I don't know if there's anything else you would add to that. Other than
It
your
lets
proficiency
me.
in it.
Yeah, that's my proficiency bonus. Any ability checks.
Okay, that would be using them. I guess we'll do a sleight of hand. So that makes sense to me that you'd be using sleight of hand repairing. So you're gonna make 3 checks, one for each sword, sleight of hand checks to see how well you repaired them.
Okay.
So you'll make sleight of hand and then add 3.
This one's 23.
Okay.
This one is 19. And this one is 8.
Okay. So you the first two, the first one, you look at it, and you like kind of like after a second inspection of it, you kind of look at it and you see a little bit of a chip near the handle on the blade though, and you kind of like heat it up and pound it back to the shape, and you get it ground down and everything, and it looks like new, and it looks like it was done by like it was just made, and like the same person did everything. And Erwin, after you get done with the first one, is pretty impressed. He's like, oh, well, great. The second one, you're looking at, you see that it's the tip is chipped off a little bit, and you realize that like when you reshape it, it's gonna be tough, but you'll be able to grind it down to have a tip again. It's gonna take a while to do, but you do end up getting it ground down again into a point. And once again, it's a pretty well done item, and everyone's like, oh, great. Um, and then you look at the last one, and you're still not really sure what it needed done. Like you're like looking it over, and you're just like can't really tell what needs to be done. And so you just kind of like start putting it into the fire and then like hammering on it and then like putting it into the fire and hammering on it, like And also, I mean, like after these other two swords, like it took you a few hours to do those other swords, and so you're just getting tired. And then Erwin looks over at what he's like, uh, "What? What the hell are you doing? That just needs to be sharpened." And so like you've just been pounding on it, and he's like, "God," he's like, "I'm gonna have to redo this all, and get it sharpened now." I appreciate your help on the other two swords, but this has definitely cost me some extra labor on this last sword. But he does thank you, and he's like, here's 15 gold for the other two swords and the work you've done in grabbing those shipments from the dock."
Oh, there's no need to pay me. I'm just happy to help out the community.
Well, I appreciate it, and
You can save
guess
that
if you're-
15 gold for the sword that I messed up.
I guess you're welcome to come back and help me again. But if you're not sure what's wrong with it, just feel free to ask me, and I'll let you know.
Will do.
Okay, and then I think the only thing left was Scatgram, right?
Yeah, after that, I would like to train Droop before the
Okay.
night, but
Yeah, we can just do that now. So if you want to roll your d20, I will roll Droops.
oh, don't forget, Droop's looking pretty fly today. So you know, God damn it, a 13.
We'll see if
Wait,
he does it.
weren't we rolling something else, not just a d20?
No, it was you had advantage on the ones on the ship because you had 2 days. Like you're basically taking more time to train him.
Man, Droop rolled better than me. He got +1 in his roll.
He's got +1 to his int.
I thought it was wisdom versus int.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Malin's wisdom.
Oh.
And
My
then
bad.
Droop's intelligence.
So I have to roll a wisdom roll.
Yeah. I mean,
So we take the other. We take the other roll.
you would have made it, but Droop wouldn't have. Is the issue anyway? So, okay. So, yeah, I think it's Scatgram was the last one that had anything to do. Unless you
Can I
guys
ask a
have anything else.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Were we like I think we talked about it last time. Are we watching the supplies tonight?
I mean, I assume that's kind of what Cole's been doing for and Felidor. Since you guys didn't do anything in town, you guys were probably with.
You were also doing it overnight, though, right?
Yeah. Like
Okay.
you guys were kind of watching supplies and talking to, God, I gotta find his name now too. Toonbaron, Steel Eye.
Okay, yeah, I'm done then. I just wanted to make sure that we were doing the night shift stuff.
Doom around the Minotaur dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Half glass full, they say.
Yeah, so you guys get back to the Red Mountain Inn to meet with Felidor and Cole. You were given other information. Scatgam, I guess this is up to you then. Do you want to do this in another chat, or do you want to do this in front of everybody?
That's fine either way.
Okay. So you have your contact that was given to you is Elinel Erie, a middle-aged elf. And she is going to be at the Bloody Bard.
That's how I spell the name.
No.
Elinel Erie. At the Bloody Bard?
Yeah, she's at the Bloody Bard.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to head over that way.
Okay. So you head over there and you walk in and you do see a band on the stage playing, and so it's a bit loud. but you see female elf in the corner, who is who's like sitting there by herself. That matches the description you were given.
I'll keep my head down and kind of approach her and speak in Thieves' Cant to her, and basically just be asking her if that's her name, if she knows who LNL Erie is.
She goes, you're speaking to her, and she goes, you must be Skakram. Like she was expecting you at some point in the near future, so clearly word had gotten around. And she's like, no need to speak in Thieves' Cant here. Anybody who can hear us is a friend, but the music is a nice cover.
Yes, I was told to reach out to you about the mark, and that you would have some information for me.
I do. Unfortunately, you got here just a few days late. He was in town not too long ago. We definitely want to make sure that we're ready for him when he does show up. Where there was an error in this somewhere.
I was
Uh,
recopying that information that I have.
And she, yeah, she, here, just pin it. Do that.
I can't pin it in my thing.
Oh, you can't pin? Okay. Well,
No.
it's pinned for you. So yeah, no, that's not pinned for you. I guess I don't know why you would be able to pin. Must have to change the settings somewhere. That's fine. So go through and do that for everybody. So she looks at you and she's like, "Yeah, he was just here a few days ago." And your characters would all be aware of how the calendar works. The calendar works at, like with here. They go day, week, month is the way that it's presented. And so she's like, yeah, he was just here. Unfortunately, sorry. Unfortunately, he left. We wanted to make sure we were ready to address him before he left, or before we did anything to him. And she goes, however, she points to like a it's essentially a bulletin board. It's got like some help wanted. It's got like advertisements for like the cooking competition and stuff like that. And then you happen to see this. I don't know. There you go. You see this on there. And it's like, I mean, this is his tour schedule. So you'll know where he's gonna be before others. You'll know where he's gonna be. Although, honestly, if you're trying to get close to him, your best bet may be at the Battle of the Bands, which isn't for a while still. But if you can somehow get a group together and uh, win that, I mean, you'll be up close to him as you work towards that.
Okay.
However, while you're here, we do have something else we'd like you to do. Now,
What else can I do?
well, we know that you have been working with the Lord's Alliance, and we know about the impending threat of the warlord. And we want him dealt with too, because his existence is also a threat to us. But you've met you've probably met Vanya and the Steelhides, and then there are two other captains, um, two humans, one male, one female. Um, their names are Thad and Thalia, and if you can, like I said, definitely deal with the warlord. But if a couple of those two captains or higher ranking members of the Lord's Alliance were to perish in the fight, it would be a benefit to us.
I'll see if I can get something happening. They might happen to have a tumble or fall on the battlefield.
Okay, you got it. It's Vanya and the Steelhides. The Steelhides were the father-son that locks it on that were with Vanya. Just a note on your notes.
Okay.
So she gives you that information, and then she's like, "But that's what I have for you right now."
All right. I will definitely keep in touch with you guys, and I know you're keeping tabs on me, so I'll be sure to do what I can.
We do our best to keep our tabs on everyone.
And with that, I'll kind of just get up from the table and make my way to the exit.
Okay.
And then head back to the half cup full or whatever.
The half full cup. Okay, so you guys are all sitting around, and Scat Graham joins you, which doesn't seem it. And for the purposes of this, it doesn't seem odd because he had went off to go, like he had told you he was going to go to the leather worker, and you guys were all kind of doing your own way. So he just happened to be out later. As far as all that goes, okay. So
Graham, you go waste all your money on a happy fun time again all night?
No, this town doesn't have crap for what I want. They're all fishing people here. They didn't have boots of water breathing. Why wouldn't you have boots of water breathing?
Skygram, I don't think. Wait, what?
You heard me. Why can't my feet breathe?
Are you planning on taking some doing some fishing, first hand fishing, Skakram?
You never know. What if we get into another cave like we did the Whisper Echo Cave, where there's a big ocean coming into it, and there's some treasure down there? It'd be easier for me to just go down there myself.
That's fair point. I want to make sure we're not fighting. We're not spending our gold to try to win the last win the last battle, but they're thinking forward to the next battle. So some boots of spice breathing would have been would be apt.
Spice breathing? What do I need to breathe spices for?
Because you breathe it in and you like live it. It's like
that sounds something more like Malin would do.
Wait, somebody mentioned we have spice. Where? Malin would like to pull out his -2 spear.
Okay.
And he would like to go, guys, best spear in the business. Gonna be my training partner now. Along with Droop. Don't forget about Droop. And I'm gonna explain to the group, I got this spear because I plan to start training with it. Because if I'm training at a disadvantage, when I have a normal situation, that'll like I'm always at an advantage. Right?
I suppose.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna pull out the crossbow I bought and just sit on the table. I got this because I feel bad for nut tapping Matavius that one time. I know he's kind of held a grudge, so I figured a new hand crossbow for him would make him feel better. What do you think of that?
You bought him a gift, Skygram?
I have a heart in here somewhere.
Oh, that's so nice.
I might have to charge him a bit for it, but
So it's just a normal crossbow, Scott Graham?
Yeah, it's a good one. That's what the guy told me. It was a really good one. We got that.
Oh, it's just high quality. So it's a nice build. I get you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice of you. Malin's saying this and he knows what it is. He's just trying to like he's saying, he's just giving the eyes to Scatgram the whole time, just like, yeah.
You guys are the worst.
I would like to roll insight if that's allowed on this.
yeah, sure. I mean, hey, you're like picking up like a different vibe. Go ahead and roll an insight, Scatgram. You go ahead and roll a deception.
Disadvantage, I'm assuming, because
Well,
Malon's giving
how
up the signal.
it's like
I don't
it's that's what I was gonna ask is how like obvious are you being?
I'm not being
That
that
way.
obvious. I'm just like, when you stare at someone because you
Yeah.
know, but you're not really like letting other people, you're just kind of
Okay.
like you
So like
have those eyes.
your questions aren't like obvious, like as obvious as like you're
I'm
saying.
trying. I'm not being sarcastic. I should say
Yeah.
this, but I'm not trying to be as sarcastic as I'm being here. That's my fault.
Yeah.
I'm just
No,
trying
no.
to be.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit sarcastic with it,
Okay.
but not to the point that you would be like.
Yeah.
I'm more sarcastic. Like, wow, you're buying him a gift. Like
Yeah.
that's where the sarcasm.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to make sure. So it'll just be at regular.
Okay.
So it'll just be a straight up roll for both of you.
Nat 1. I am too focused on on chopping vegetables for
Yeah.
and practicing this dish or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, you are like I said, you are just focused on it, and you're just
Well,
like.
it's nice of y'all to be finally getting along a little bit better than before. I know that time doesn't heal all wounds necessarily, but it's good that you're chop shook. That you're all getting along better than and Cole just kind of trails off saying kind of weird nonsense of like, oh, it's good that you're getting better along with better before chop into the pot, and when you need to be better together chop, damn, and cuts himself and starts sucking.
So it just sounds like me when I'm trying to do other things while also
Yeah, that's kind of Cole's doing a very poor job of dividing his attention. So.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Where's Felidor?
Yo.
I want to go up to Felidor and I want to be like, hey, you want to see this really cool bag that I found?
What's in the bag?
I grab the bag out of my backpack and I open it and I pull out a puppy.
Puppies?
What? Yeah, it's the bag of puppies.
No way, dude. How many are in there?
I jumped the bag of puppies out.
Can we try to prevent this?
Okay.
Like that's bad.
So you see these two talking about the puppies, and Morning Lord is like pulls out a puppy and is like, look at this, Felidor. Obviously Felidor asked how many there were, and you see Morning Lord go to turn the puppies upside down.
I want to get up from my table. I know Malon's gonna do something too, but I'm also gonna get up and try to like just jump out and grab the bag from him. Like I know I probably got to jump because he's a fucking Goliath and I'm a goddamn goblin, but
Scramble up his back.
I'm gonna try just to jump straight, basically stand straight up from the table, and then I'm assuming he's probably like 5 feet from me, maybe. So it's like a couple steps, and then try to just take a quick jump up at it.
Okay. Malin, what are you doing?
I will just try to go for the bag to prevent him from flipping it over.
Okay.
I don't really want to try to take it from him if not need be.
Okay. Cole. So from the sounds of it, it sounds like Cole's kind of like behind the counter, like preparing stuff. Maybe you guys got the table closest to the counter.
Doing some some mezz in place.
So
Alan would also like, as he's like going for it, he'd like to be like, not in here.
um,
But yeah,
okay, so you guys see this happen. Morning Wood, do you react to them yelling at you and trying to go for it, or not, or do you continue to try and dump it out?
I continue to try to dump it out, and I'm just like, what?
Okay. So what we'll need is an opposed strength check to see if you guys can hold the bag in place. One of you guys can make it at advantage. Malin or Scatgram can make the check at advantage that you guys are
best
helping
if I do it,
versus a strength check versus Morning Lord. So
especially since I'm the only one that's probably close to Morning Lord's strength now.
I got a 22.
23.
Yeah, my puppies.
Thank God for it.
So you guys both like jump up to grab the bag before Morning Lord can flip it over. You're not able to like wrestle it out of his hands or anything, but as he's trying to like dump it over, you guys are both able to grab like a corner of the bag and like hold it in place. So that way when he like tries to dump it over, it just like folds over on top of itself and nothing falls out, and the bag is still like facing down. So that way, the dog don't all come out.
What'd you guys do that for? Felidor wanted to see all the puppies.
We're in a restaurant. You can't have wild dogs, just puppies and everywhere. You don't remember how hard it was to move?
I think the patrons would appreciate the puppies.
It's not the patrons. You can't have that near food.
Pay
Fine.
the bill on how much gold is going to cost us to have to feed the damn things.
Felidor, I'll have to show you later. Apparently, Malin and
Okay.
Scatgram are being fun haters.
Thank you, Malin and Scatgram. You're right. They can't have the dogs near the food.
But this old man shut down the day before we got to do a competition.
I put the bag back in my backpack, and I look all pouty.
Are you gonna put the puppy back?
Didn't I put the puppy back?
Did he? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I thought you had the dog out still.
Well, I put the dog back in the bag before I put it back in my backpack. Then.
Okay. So, did you guys have anything else you wanted to do?
Does the half glass full need any musical entertainment?
Not a fucking bagpipe. I'm going with it. Mountain's like, Mountain will go, yeah.
Is there
Play
anybody
the
anybody else want to join me while I play the bagpipes?
Yeah, I mean, it's like there's only like one or two other people in this entire establishment. Because one, it's a pretty small bar to begin with, and two, like the guy has a reputation, obviously. And so, like, if you do play music or anything, you'll be basically disturbing your own group more than anything.
All right. I guess I'm gonna whip out them bagpipes and start piping the bags.
See that?
Is anybody playing with them or doing anything with them?
Yeah, I don't have.
I'll break out my flute and play with them.
Okay. Go ahead, Morning Lord, and make a performance check with advantage.
People are really gonna call this a glass like half empty now because it's bagpipe and flute.
I got a 14.
Okay, so you start playing the bagpipes, and like it's okay. Obviously in the background, having Felidor playing, I don't know, is it a flute? Is that what you have?
Yep.
Playing his flute kind of helps carry it. But as he's playing these bagpipes, you all do see him like disappear. The bagpipes still floating and still making noise and everything. But Morning Lord is invisible.
Is it
I-
pretty? Sorry.
I want to get up and walk to the front entrance, and I'm gonna start yelling out, "Everyone, 5 gold coin! You can see the magical one-man band playing 2 instruments at once."
That's actually pretty good.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Oh god, my persuasion is shit.
With these bagpipes, is it pretty instantaneous, or is it like as soon as he like actually gets some music going, he disappears?
Yeah, as soon as he plays the music, he goes invisible.
That's so
But as
dope.
soon as he stops, he is visible again.
It's pretty instantaneous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll a d4. Okay. So out and there are a few people like the people are walking by and it's pretty busy in the street, like it's starting to get to the nightlife, with all these people who are running around. Most of them just kind of ignore you or like wave you off, but there's 2 people that walk over to you and you're like, oh, I didn't even know they had live music in this bar.
New
You
act
said
tonight.
it's $5 or 5 gold cover charge.
That's it, 5 gold, and you can see the magical one-man band.
So they pay you 5 gold each, and then go inside and start to see it. I mean, and watch. They do sit down and at a table and just start watching Felidor and Morning Lord play.
Are they impressed by the one-man band?
I mean, they're like, well, this is pretty decent music. Like, it's not bad music. They're like, they're more impressed that it sounds as good as it does when they think it's only one.
That's fair.
From this experience, can Malin like make out that this is actually like a good plan, like a good? I don't want to say like good money making like thing. Like do they generally seem like, oh, that's interesting that it's like it's a one man thing?
Yeah,
Like,
it seems like it's more of a novelty.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like if we did it like not all the time, but like let's say all of us had this and one of us was only appearing to be playing, like would Malin be like, oh, this is like work, for we wouldn't make a lot of money, but we'd make enough to cover maybe something.
You trying to be a grifter?
Well, when we're in town at night, what else are we doing?
You can pick up that it may work every now and then. Like, I mean, obviously, like
It's
yeah,
very
just yelled
novelty
out
thing.
and only 2 people locked in, but you're not sure if that's because it's the bar that he was yelling from or if it's just the novelty of what's going on. But it's a pretty busy street, that people are walking up and down. So
Interesting. Okay.
And I'm gonna come back from the door and walk over to where the bagpipes are just floating, and I'm just gonna mutter, "Keep flying and don't stop until those guys over there leave. They're giving us away."
I would say I would look at him and be like, huh? But he wouldn't be able to see me anyways.
Yeah, and I don't think you can talk without stopping.
Nope.
Yeah, so are you gonna try and do that then? Play until they leave, or are you guys? How long are you guys playing for?
I guess we're gonna play until they leave. Because
Okay,
I want to put on a good show.
Yeah, go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me.
22.
Okay. Yeah, I mean you're going strong still. You guys, end up playing for about 20-ish minutes, which is an insanely long time to be playing an instrument straight. But you end up making it about 20 minutes, and then finally the guys are like, "Yeah, this is just kind of." You know, it's like you guys only know one song, and it just goes. You know, so it's just on repeat, like for like 20 minutes, and then they finally walk out of the bar. You know, like one or two other people have trickled in, and like they're just like sitting there. They're not really paying attention or don't really
I didn't charge them.
notice. Yeah, they didn't care. Like they didn't notice or anything. So, you guys got anything else to do?
I'm glad I know the cantina theme. That's pretty awesome.
I guess if we're done, like that's done, I'm gonna look at Skyker and go, "Hey, next time you might want to teach the musicians more music."
Hey, spur of the moment, I had to take advantage. I kind of just take out a couple of the gold coins that they paid me and start twiddling it between my fingers. Pays to be thinking smart.
Okay, the night's kind of winding down. Did you guys have anything else you wanted to do?
I would just want to take like one of the watches to watch, like,
Okay.
just keep an eye on stuff.
Yeah, you guys can all figure that out, and then you have a couple different places that would let you stay for free.
Yes, the
Yeah, this is an inn, so there's a few rooms here. Otherwise, you have
free lifetime pass to the night at the long rest.
the long night's rest.
The long night's rest, of course.
And so like you guys already had a long rest, but I don't think all of you took it. Which is fine.
I didn't take it. I didn't take it.
Yeah, you can take it now. And I'm gonna go get some water, and then when we come back, we'll start the cooking competition. Anybody needs to run to the bathroom or anything?
Cooking competitions. Roll for sizzle. Roll for sear.
Oh,
Roll for
jeez.
flame control. Roll for whether or not you run out of fuel. Oh, darn.
Roll for your ability to baste the steak. Oh, yeah. Gotta keep it juicy. I kind of expected to hear more fireworks.
Not really. People have to go to work tomorrow. Probably really went off last night. We'll probably hear more this weekend because people probably went and will buy the
Stuff when it's
clearance.
discounted. I guess that's fair.
Boom! Bang! Fizzle, bang.
I like how our town paper released a thing that was like, "Hey, you're not supposed to shoot off big fireworks in town unless you have a permit." And it was just like, after that paper came out, everyone was like, "Yeah, fuck you," and just got the biggest shit to explode
Really?
in town. It seems that way.
I know I heard a couple big booms last night. I was like, the heck?
Yeah, but I thought it was funny because I was like reading the paper and they're like, "Yeah, you know, you need a permit in town to still use fireworks, you know."
I mean, what are they
It's
gonna
just
do?
like,
Call the
I guess it
cop
just
that's
pissed
like
them off.
7 towns over to come over here? They probably have to deal with fireworks
The
stuff
cop
there.
wouldn't even do anything anyway. The cop's gonna be like, "Yes, just suck it up. It's the 4th of July."
Like that
I mean,
one time the cop came by and was like, "Hey, can you guys take this out of town?"
That would probably be what they honestly would do. Is if it was like annoying enough, they'd probably just be like, "Hey, can you just like move out of town or something?" I just thought it was funny that the paper like came out the week before 4th of July and they made it like very like, you know, noticeable.
Yeah.
You gotta tell people what to do. Okay.
America. There's America. Our freedoms.
I ain't hear no
Yeah,
bell.
it's in the Constitution. I can shoot off the biggest fireworks.
I'm about to
on the
blow off
4th
my
of
fingers.
July.
I can blow my fingers off if I want to.
M80s? Why'd we stop at 80? Where's my M160s?
Like
Blow
that
my
episode of King of the Hill where they buy the giant firework in Mexico and they try to blow up the like burger dude or whatever. That
It's an
statue.
Italian chef. They stick it in the twirl of spaghetti. Yeah, La Bamba. They knew we were trying to blow up one of their monuments.
All right, I am back. Is everybody else? I don't know if anybody else got.
We're all here.
Yep, we're good.
All right, so you guys had set up watches, so there was no issue with your supplies, and like as I said before, there are a couple guards already there who were protecting it too. So now what we'll do is it's the day of the competition, and you guys get to the competition arena.
Before we go to the competition arena, can I give Malin one of my platinum rings?
Sure.
And I'm going to tell him that when the need is dire, I can touch the ring and cast a spell that will affect us both.
Creepy. You trying to marry me?
When the ring, that time is dire, you can touch the ring and take you to the Shire.
Wait, does that mean you can touch your ring and it works for both rings, or you have to touch my ring?
I have to touch your ring, or just you, because it creates a mystic connection between us.
The ring is just the catalyst for it, basically.
Yeah, it's basically what you need to connect.
All right. I don't put it on. I don't have to attune to it or anything, do I?
No, it's just a regular platinum ring. Oh, we're playing
That's you,
Overcooked.
my other ones.
I just realized that it's a map I have to pay attention to now.
Vaguely. I mean, not really that. It's just background more than anything. Ambiance.
Where's the fire extinguishers? This isn't overcooked.
Okay. Get everybody into a square, actually.
Little do they know the strap tram pooped in somebody's pan earlier today. Bum, bum, bum.
The mystery of
So-
the poopy pan.
I would like to establish something while I was practicing. At the end of the last after our last session, while I was keeping a watch on the ingredients, I ritual casted find familiar, and so I summoned my raven. I'd like to have spent a good chunk of the last day while I was chopping up ingredients teaching my raven familiar telepathically to gather ingredients for me, and I'd like to for that mechanically to be able to use the find familiar's ability to perform the help action to give me advantage on an appropriate skill check.
Oh,
during the
dang, that's
competition.
smart.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. Just
Okay.
like a little.
That combined with okay, yeah, so that's fine.
Okay, and
that combined with like the practicing you've been doing over the past day,
mhm.
you'll have advantage on one round.
Okay.
That you'll have. So the way this is gonna work is it's 6 rounds in total, and these rounds are not the normal combat, 6 seconds or whatever. Like obviously these rounds are gonna be 10 minutes or in time or so. Like this whole thing's gonna take a couple hours or 2 to make everything. So what we're gonna do though is each round, I'm gonna roll for Droop. and he's gonna basically do a focus check. Because what he's doing, or what he was assigned to do, is he's assigned to do the dishes, and so basically he's trying to make sure that he has enough clean dishes for it. If he rolls a 10 or higher on his focus check, somebody can add +4 to their skill check that round. Anybody, one person can. Toonbaron can help twice throughout the entire competition. So Toonbaron has 2 chances to give somebody advantage, and that has to be cooking related, something related to the cooking. And I'll explain why that's relevant in a minute. And then otherwise, so those are the only other things. And then obviously, and then also what I'm going to do is, since Matavius isn't here, he can do the help action once per round as well. Okay? Does that all make sense to people?
Sounds good.
Okay. So how this is going to work is we're going to do a skill check every round. You guys will do this for the round. It's a skill check. DC is always 15, but there are degrees of success and failure. Okay. So the more successful on a check you are, the better the food is, and the more points you'll get towards the end of the cooking column.
And it sounds like a 10 failure is gonna be meaningfully different than like a nat 1.
Correct.
Yeah.
Nat 1 is obviously the worst. A natural 20 is obviously the best.
Yeah.
And how you guys are going to do this is, you also will basically, you'll choose a skill that on the skill list, doesn't matter what skill it is, and then you'll explain how you're using that in order to help. Like that could be, I'm using my perception to make sure that nobody's around to fuck with our food. Like, sure, that's totally fine. If you are proficient in it, you make the roll regular. If you are not proficient in the skill, you roll it at disadvantage.
Ooh, okay.
So you guys have a total of 8 help actions essentially in total, and then potentially having the +4 to somebody. And Droop's +4 can go to anybody. Toonbrun has to be related to a cooking task. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
I
Kind of.
Yes.
I hope.
Well,
We'll figure it out.
You should catch on. Okay, everybody just go ahead and roll initiatives for how we'll determine how you guys go.
16.
Could definitely get that.
Okay. So we'll go Scatgram, Morning Lord, Malin and Cole are at the same time. Does Malin have better decks, or does
Dex at 18.
Dex at 12.
Okay. So we'll say Malin goes first, then Cole, and then Felidor.
yay.
Okay. So first things first is Droop is gonna roll his focus check.
Droop's cooking?
He's doing dishes, and right now he is
Oh.
not doing dishes. He's just kind of like wandering around. He still doesn't really realize what's going on or that the time has started. So you guys, Toonbrun just kind of yells at him like, "Get back to dishes!" And it's Scatgram's turn.
I guess I don't know what you want me to do here, so I'm gonna kind of just keep my eye out for things and do a perception check, I guess.
Okay, so like you're just like looking around to make sure nobody's trying to sneak in, mess with the food.
Yep.
So, and you guys can explain however you want or like describe what you want. As long as it kind of makes sense, you can feel free to use it. Okay. So go ahead and make the perception check.
14.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, you look around, you don't really see anybody. Um, nobody's coming in or anything like that. Um, so the coast looks clear. Morning Lord, your turn.
I'm going to use my athletics check to get all of the ingredients into the right station so that way we can cook more efficiently.
Okay, so you're like
Morning.
carrying.
Yeah, morning, Lord. I can't get the shank of lamb. It's a whole half a lamb. I need you to get that for me. I'm not strong enough to carry it. Can you get that for me over there?
Yeah, it's stuff like that.
Okay, so Morning Lord goes around and just starts picking everything up that he can, and distributing it around each area. And go ahead and roll.
Yeah, 13.
Okay, so I mean, you're able to get everything into the position you need. It's a little slower than what you would, what you'd like, but luckily you're going before other people in this time. Um, and remember, anybody, you guys could just agree as a group of when you want to use advantages and things like that too. If you think it's a relevant thing, you can feel free to use, ask to use the advantage from the group or whatever. Malin, your turn.
Mel would like to use his insight into cooking to start prepping vegetables, like cutting them up or peeling them, stuff like that.
Okay, so you're gonna use like.
Imagine he's using if since Cole's kind of
So
taken the lead on this, he's
Yeah.
probably doing insight on me to see, okay, what does Cole need that he isn't assigning. It's the difference between, here, let me help by
Yeah.
chopping the vegetables versus, hey, I'm here, tell me what to do, and sort of
Yeah.
vibe. So
Okay.
that would be my.
Go ahead, Malin, and roll.
10. Did we use one on 10 or not? Or we should wait for under 10.
I'll let you guys do the advantage retroactively if you want. So I guess what we'll say is you can use the Matavius's help action. So tune runs will have to be said before. So for two of them, you'll have to say before. But I'll let Matavius's be a retroactive, like reroll essentially instead of a help action.
I guess I would just
So
want to ask.
it's up. Yeah, it's up to you.
We're able to talk as a group, right? For those.
Yeah, absolutely.
We get one of those around, right?
Yes.
What is our idea for like how bad? Like, should we wait for under 10 kind of situation? Because 10 seems kind of bad, but not like overly bad, right?
So this is I'll tell you guys this. So 15 is the base.
Yeah,
Anything from
that's good,
anything
right?
from 15, yes. Anything from 15 to 19 is going to be worth the same amount of points. Anything from 20 to 24 is worth the same amount of points. 25 to 29 is worth the same amount of points. 30 plus is the same amount of points. A natural 20 is just going to be a flat amount of points. Then it's 11 to 14, 6 to 10, 1 to 5, natural 1. So you're in like the second tier down from points right now.
With that being known, I should probably re-roll it.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
anything under 10 is probably a
Okay.
reroll.
You're fucking joking me.
Okay.
You roll
You
a
guys
10 again?
Yeah, he did. Okay, you guys used that help action. Cole, it is your turn.
Cole is going to use his Cole's going to use his sleight of hand to carefully like grab the vegetables or the ingredients that Turnbron is incorrectly preparing because he keeps forgetting like what exactly we're making. And so I'm gonna kind of just like, and swap out the the garlic for the ginger because, we're not making, I don't know, rice pilaf, we're making the, ginger salad dressing or something like that. So he
Okay.
doesn't want to break the flow or cause a scene, so he's just going to be like swapping things out and whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. That's going to be a 24. 23. Sorry, I can't math.
Okay. Oh, also, I forgot to mention this. You can only use a skill one time.
Okay.
So you can't be like, I'm gonna watch every time. Like one person or like Scatgram, like you've used your perception. That skill is no longer able to be used for you. Somebody else can roll perception, but you cannot.
Gotcha.
Okay. Bellador, go ahead.
What do I want to do? Well, everybody's over there trying to do things. I'll try to use my perception to see what I can do to help out since I'm not much of a cook. Maybe I can take somebody's lead.
Okay.
Oh god.
Okay. So you look around and you like kind of see what like Morning Lord's doing and like running around and like trying to prep the stations. And so you do it too, but like you're literally taking his exact same pace. Like he was going a little slower than what he should be to like really be helping. But you're just kind of following his lead because you're not really sure what to be doing, and you don't want to be like twiddling your thumbs. So you're just going a little slower than what you should. Okay, so back to the top of the order, but we're gonna go with Droop's roll first. Droop is still kind of wandering around.
Droop, come on.
Now, is there other teams in this room with us, or is it just us?
No, it's just you. Each team gets their own like hour and a half block to cook in this area.
Okay. In that case, then I'm going to walk over to Looney Tune, the cook, and kind of look at what he's got going on there, and use what little I know about cooking to get some insight as to if he needs to add different spices or not.
Okay, so you're going to use insight?
Yep.
Okay, so this will be at disadvantage because you are not proficient.
Okay. Oh, come on. Can we not do disadvantage? Okay, either way, I'm good.
Okay, so yeah, a 20?
Yeah.
Okay, so you look around and oh, go ahead. Cole.
I was just gonna say, at the risk of metagaming a little bit, maybe we can kind of make a team rule that if you are going to, whether you need to or whatever, if you're gonna roll with disadvantage, you can take Toonbron's advantage to cancel that out.
Yeah.
If we need to figure out how to use that when we're
he can do it twice. He can give you advantage twice. So yeah, you get. But yeah, that's fine. So you're looking over Toonbron's shoulders, and like Cole's told you guys enough about what's going on, and like you kind of like watched. I mean, like sure you're not a great cook or anything, but I mean you're at least observant enough to realize, and you like see he's going for some like chili pepper flakes in his in his very sweet dish that he's like starting to prep, and you're like, whoa, no, this needs the cinnamon flavor, not the pepper flakes, and you like switch him out for him, and he just nods thank you at you, and so you stopped him from putting the wrong spices in there.
It's weird that we're bashing the guy that made the greatest food you've ever tasted.
A little weird.
Just metagame thought here. Just funny to me.
I mean,
I
he
love
also
it.
does have dementia, so
Well, I
he may
100%
never be
agree.
able to
It's
make
just
that.
funny.
It might have been just a complete fluke.
Like we could be messing up what could potentially be another like mysteriously amazing food, or dumpster fire.
Morning Lord, go ahead.
I would like to use my persuasion skill to convince Felidor to stay away from the pots and pans and work on seasoning the meats and the vegetables and that sort of stuff.
Okay, so you're using your persuasion to give Felidor direction.
Correct.
Okay. Sure. I'll say that works.
I got a 20.
Okay. So Felidor, you hear Morning Lord shout out, and he's like, "Don't worry about the pots and pans. Droop and I will handle that. You get back to seasoning the vegetables."
Hey,
Malin, your turn.
Can I use my? God damn it! I don't know.
That's the problem I'm having right now is trying to figure out what to use my good skills on.
I use my acrobatics to like maneuver around Droop and get like the dirty dishes together, since he's failing at what he's doing.
Yeah. So you're gonna run around. You're gonna run around, basically pick up any dirty dishes, get them back to Droop, and try and help him wash them.
Yeah.
And just like and you're like trying to run in between everybody. And,
Yeah, that's
as,
why
like,
it's
you guys might be
acrobatically
clustered.
like.
Yeah, you guys might be clustered around or whatever.
I'm
But-
picturing like Droop is like throwing like dishes instead around instead of cleaning them, and one of them somehow gets like stuck to the ceiling. And Cole's getting ready to bust out his radiant soul and like fly up there and get it. And Malin's just like, no, wait, hold on, I got this. And then like, jump up the ramp of barrels, and then flips over the grill and stovetop, gets the pan on that's somehow stuck in the rafters, and then like lands down in like a superhero pose, and it's like, here's the pan.
All right. So we got he doesn't land quite. I mean, are you keeping that 14? You guys haven't used the reroll yet.
Reroll.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
21.
Okay.
There we go.
That sounds more
So
like a cool
he
stat.
lands gracefully and on his feet, just fine. Okay. So then it would be Cole's turn.
Cole is going to use Arcana to try to like pull in some like flavors from another plane, which is, in our world is nonsense, but in this world is like kind of like, oh, you get, it's like a blend of cooking and alchemy. Of you sprinkle in just the right amount of, you get the paprika, and you get the liquid smoke, and you sprinkle in just a little bit of residuum, and it opens up a tiny microscopic portal to another plane, to the plane of Earth, and pulls in like a certain kind of like other plane or herb that you just get a whiff of. Too much and whatever, it's it could ruin the dish, but just the right amount, it just whiff, and oh wow, it's like the best rosemary you've ever had. And so he's going to use Arcana to try to pull off that weird spice alchemy trick.
Okay. So I'll say that they're instead of like, I guess like reaching into another portal, is like Toonbron basically had these like unlabeled bottles of spices and things of that nature. And he's like, I don't remember where I got them. This weird guy came in and gave them to me.
Okay.
And so you're like kind of thinking over it, and you're like, that's weird. Like, it hadn't really clicked until now, but you're like, maybe this is what I need, and you like start smelling them and
Yeah, I put
testing
a little.
them.
I put a little bit on my finger and take it to my tongue and it like kind of electrocutes me a little bit like a static electricity shock. Be like, oh, that's not food. That's magic.
Yeah.
Alan sees that and he wants to try some too.
Um,
He sees him get shocked. He's like, I want. He gets shocked too. He's like, oh yeah.
yeah. Cole will pour a little bit on the back of his hand like it's snuff or something, and then here, try this. But yeah, let me roll that. And that's going to be a 21.
Okay. Yeah, and so like you said, you identified a little bit of what it was, and so you did that, and now it's Spelldor's turn.
Let's see. I was ordered to season, so what I am going to do, I'm going to use my knowledge of nature to understand what things go well with these different items, like what things would be natural for them. Because you remember somewhere a famous traveling minstrel chef said something about look to nature when it comes for flavors. Hey, I got a 20.
Yeah, so you go and like obviously like you being one with nature, like you've seen some of these things growing out in nature, and you're like, oh, I'm a little more familiar with like basil and like some of these leafy spices and things of that nature. And so you're like, all right, I know that these go well in these kind of dishes. So you like kind of start like pairing them up with like what you think it goes with, just on like the preparation table. So like next to the lamb shake, you put some of the appropriate spices that you found, and you're like running around doing that. And so you do that, and then we're back up to the top of the order.
Well,
And Drew, oh, go ahead. Did you have
I was
something?
gonna say, what's the situation with like people outside the rooms? Like, is there
Um,
like guards on each side for each team?
no, there's like a guard, just like kind of overwatching to like make sure things try and keep on the up and up. But there's not really anything, and like you guys know that, like uh, from what Toonbrun said is that the red apron, like will try and fuck with your stuff in here too. Like they, could try and either cast
Okay.
magic or stuff like that. So
And are there doors on each of the rooms, or are they just open arches?
there's like doors into the room, but it's like I said, it's like there's a couple judges in here too that I didn't put things for, but like judges to make sure that things are on the up and up, and like one guard is mostly there, so that way like
Okay.
people don't like
And
start attacking or anything like that.
what's the rules for leaving the room?
The rules for leaving the room?
Yes. Like, say Scatgram really needs to go empty his bladder and doesn't want to
Yeah,
do it all over.
I mean that's fine. I mean they're just like, yeah. I mean they're like, it's your time. Like you have an hour and a half to do this. Like
All right.
if you want to leave the room and waste your time, feel free to do that.
Okay.
But real quick, Droop is gonna roll
Wait,
to
can
see.
Droop have a help action? Because I think he needs it recently.
He's good actually this time. So somebody gets to add +4, and you will have to say that before the roll. That you're adding the +4, and this has to be towards something related to cooking. So like if you go outside Scatgram, like you can use his +4 for whatever.
Okay.
But it is your turn.
Okay. How much time we got left on the timer?
You've had 2 rounds, so you've gone about half an hour. Like each round's about 15 minutes.
Okay. In that case, there. I know what I want to do, but I don't know if it's too early to do.
You do you, boo.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna use athletics to kind of help move some more of the dishes and stuff like that around and make sure people are getting around to them. So kind
Okay.
of running around to make sure.
Yeah.
everything's-
So you grab some of the clean dishes that Droop just made and that Malin helped with last round, and you start running around to people with different, at the different stations who are preparing things and just making sure that they have the clean dishes they need for, move the ingredients or mix the ingredients that they need.
And proficient is not at any disadvantage; it's a straight up roll.
Correct.
Right?
Proficiency is just a straight advantage or straight roll, and
Yep.
go ahead.
18.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, like people, like June Baran is like yelling at you. He's like, "Hey, I need some dishes over here." You have Felidor yelling at you in the back. He's like, "Hey, these are gonna need some mixing bowls." Obviously Cole's out there yelling at you like, "We need some knives over here to start cutting this flank up, this mammoth flank up." And so you're running around giving everybody what they need. Morning Lord, your turn.
I'm going to use my insight check to taste test a sauce or soup or whatever sort of like liquid things going on in our cooking shebang, and
Okay.
see if it's missing any ingredients that I need to add.
Okay, and you're proficient in insight, then I'm assuming.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and make it.
I got a 22.
Okay. All right. So you test you test one of the sauces and with like dip your finger in, test it, and you notice that it's pretty spot on. This one's pretty good. It doesn't really need anything that you can tell on this sauce. Malin, your turn.
So Droop gives a +4 to cooking things.
Yeah, to like to as long as you make
Then-
your
yeah,
skill
can I use-
related to cooking somehow.
Can I use my perception to properly sear some meat or, saute some vegetables or, brown some onions or garlic or something? Make sure
Yeah,
they're perfectly like seared brown, that.
yeah. So
Jesus
uh,
fuck. Um,
I think you need some
so
help,
that's what,
bro.
like an 11. Yeah, I was gonna use Droop's thing. So that would
Okay.
be an 11. Would I also be able to use the reroll?
Yeah, you can. I mean, as long as your team is okay with you using the
I
reroll,
think we should use the reroll.
Yeah, I think so too.
because a natural one will give you the score of a natural one, no matter what the
That's
total.
what I thought. Yeah, I'm just gonna reroll. Okay, so 19 with Droop's
19?
+4.
But how is it? I rolled a 21 and a 20 on a
Leave me alone. I can't
You
roll
rolled
well.
A nat
Okay.
1 on your proficiency.
Yeah. So Toonbaron yells back at you to kind of, you know, now that the mammoth flank has been on, he's like, "That's going to take a while. We need to get that on there." So he kind of like has you check on it. He has you put it on there, and like he's like, "You're gonna have to be checking on that over the next hour." Uh, you know, and so you're like, "All right, I'll do that," and you keep your eye on it over the next hour while you're running around doing other things. Cole, your turn.
Okay. Cole is going to use. What was that again? Cole's going to use his deception to gently lie to Toonbaron and redirect him when he gets confused. And sometime and my thinking on this is like if he forgets where we're at, I'm like I don't want to like catch him up to speed. I just like try to imitate like a busy kitchen and get him into the headspace of being a cook and not not try to catch him up to speed or anything. Does that make sense? I don't know, this might be a stretch, but I've been trying to think of how to use deception and like
I think you're just trying to deceive him to keep him focused, right?
yeah, like that's kind of what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, I think I understand what you're saying. Sure, go ahead.
Okay. And that's gonna be a 26.
But at least
Okay.
everyone else is rolling good.
So, I mean, your guys' first round wasn't great. You
Hey,
so
two
you
tens is great. That's a 20 together.
see that Toonbrun is just a little bit uh kind of seems like he's forgetting about what he's doing a little bit,
Mhm.
and you're just like telling him like, hey, you need to get with
Oh,
it.
Toonbaron, get your mez in order.
And it's like like
Yes, yes, chef.
letting him know like, yeah, like you're kind of trying to be like the sous chef and let him know what's going on, and like he doesn't actually realize that he's probably technically the sous chef here.
Yeah, like, or how about this? Because going off of that, like, while we were working together or talking, he told me stories about the guy who taught him how to cook back in the day. Um, you know, and told me a couple of times, forgetting that he had told me before, and so I'm just imitating him. I'm just the deception is I'm pretending to be this other chef that, like, just to kind of get him back in line.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. All right.
Felidor, your turn.
Let's see. How can I spin this?
Spin it.
Well, I was spinning right round, baby, right round like a record, baby. Well, I mean, I've been over here spicing some things. I'm gonna use my insight to try to determine, what I need to do with these now that they've been spiced. See what maybe they need something a little bit different. They need that little wow factor, and
Okay.
what I can do to make it happen. Bam! I get a 24.
Okay, so you start testing some things again, and you like taste a few things, and you're like, oh, this could use a little bit more pepper, a little bit more salt here and there, and you like start running around to some of the different sauces and stuff, and you start testing those. Um, Back to the top.
Droop.
Droop he did some dishes and he got bored, and so he stopped paying attention to the dishes again for a
Stupid Droop.
second.
We're gonna take away his hat.
um, and it's Scatgram's turn.
Skagrim really has to, in quotes, pee. So he wants to step out in the hallway and use his stealth to sneak into the red aprons room.
Okay. So, I guess I said this earlier. It was they. You guys aren't cooking. This is the only cooking area.
Oh, okay.
Um,
That's what I was asking.
yeah. Sorry. Yeah, this is the only cooking area, but other people, um, like will sometimes try. Like the Red Apron specifically are the ones who like try and
Okay,
break in.
that's what I was thinking. Everyone was cooking at the same time.
Yeah. No.
Okay. Crap. There goes my idea of what I wanted to do.
What if you find an essential piece of equipment that we're already done using, like a cleaver, since we've already cut up the mastodon shank or something, and like cursed
I
it or
guess
something,
that's what I'll do.
or
Is
like
I will
sabotaged it.
look around for anything that we don't need. Start and ask Cole and everybody else if there's any pans that are like special or cutlery that would be imperative for other teams to have, and to sneak them into my armor and like in my belt and stuff like that, and try to hide them away using.
Okay. So I think I know where you're gonna go with it. Where you're trying to go with this, and what I'll do is I'll say this will be basically your next 2 rounds.
Okay.
So your first round is going to be sleight of hand to see if you can basically hide that stuff
Okay.
without them seeing, and then your next round will be to stealth to try and like hide it out and about wherever you're going to hide it.
Okay.
So your next two rounds will be sleight of hand and then stealth check to see. So go ahead and roll sleight of hand.
13. Do we want me to re-roll that one, or we want to keep that? But so mine's not going to the cooking here. This is going towards hiding shit.
Yeah. I'd say re-roll it.
What's everybody else
I'm
thinking?
gonna say if it affects overall, that you should probably just re-roll.
Indeed, indeed.
Indubitably, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Or
So
scratch
you.
that and don't.
So, so you guys are so. Scatgam runs around and like starts to pick some stuff up, but like it's a lot of stuff that like is going to be repetitive in a competition kitchen like this. Like, he grabs like a spatula and like a paring knife, and starts like putting stuff like that on his person in order to like hide it. But it's all this stuff that's like repetitive. Like, obviously, they're going to have more than one or two spatulas, they're going to have more than one or two paring knives, but he's just taking stuff and like hiding it on his person like that.
It's me not knowing what the hell I'm grabbing because I'm not thinking like going for the big shit.
Morning Lord, go ahead.
Since the food is probably starting to get ready, I want to make sure that there's no cross contamination. So, could I use my survival check to keep things, sanitary?
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Oh, 21!
All right. So you're running around, and like you notice, like Felidor and Malin, who are self-admitted to like not being very good cooks, and like you see like that Felidor had just like got done putting the spices and like spreading them on uh, the mammoth shank, and he's about ready to take that and like just reuse that bowl to mix the crab and spices on that. And you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. You need to make sure you're switching those bowls. We don't want any, diseases or anything like that may be on one of them to spread to the
That's using your noggin.
and like you see Malin, who's like cutting off like some of the done bits of the mammoth as he goes. Like he's just trying to put it back onto where they had prepared and like cut the mammoth shake to shape. And so you're like, well, can't be putting the cooked food on a place where we prepared this raw food. And Malin, go ahead.
Mal would like to use the help action, right?
He's gonna use Toonbron's advantage.
We have 8 help actions, right?
Well,
How does this work?
Matavius, I retcon that to where that has been why you've been getting reroll.
Yeah. This is because I'm doing one that I'd be technically at disadvantage for. So.
Yeah, and so Toonbron's advantage because of his knowledge of cooking and everything, he's giving you guys advantage on. He can give it twice over the course of the entire thing.
Yeah, I'd
So
say
this will
go
be
ahead and use it.
What? Okay, then I would like to use my athletics to continuously feed the fire more wood to make sure the food is cooking properly, or has the fire to cook.
Oh, athletics. Okay, I thought it's like you used acrobatics.
No, I already use that.
Yeah, that's why I was like, okay.
You fucking just joking me. I can't roll shit today.
So good.
Okay.
You got a reroll, right?
No, reroll's been used for this round by Scatgram.
Yeah, I used it trying to hide shit.
I
I'm
thought he
too
was
dumb to grab
using
the right stuff.
Turboron's reroll.
Oh yeah, you were using. Sorry, you were using no, because it was advantage, but this is a not proficient skill, so we got.
Oh,
disadvantage,
so
it's
he
a
just
straight
got a regular
It was a
roll.
straight
yeah,
roll.
it's straight roll.
Got you.
Yeah. Okay. So you do. But it takes you a second to like realize where the firewood is and like what you need to be doing. But you finally do gain your bearing and you like attempt run around a little bit and help. Um, so you do like get more fuel in there. It just takes you a little longer, and some of the fires start to go down a little more than they should, which will make some of the food cook a little more uneven than what you would like. Cole, go ahead.
So Cole is going to use his last proficient skill, and so he's been putting together this concoction with the weird extra dimensional spices, or the magic zappy spices, and he had a sudden burst of insight, and he is going to try to perform a ritual to infuse it not just with arcane energy and arcane magics, but also divine magic. So he's going to try to pull down some of his father's divine magical essence that powers all of his spells and stuff, and infuse it into this. So he's going to reluctantly call upon his dad to pull down and perform a little tiny miracle in this meal.
Okay.
So and that's going to be religion, and that's going to be a 12.
Okay. So you call upon, your father, to help you infuse this, and it it doesn't feel normal to when you've normally called on. It feels like he's almost ignoring you,
Like
or
he's withholding.
like he's shunning you. Almost like potentially like it's not a feeling you've ever felt when you've tried to call upon him, to like give you the strength or give you the magical abilities you're looking for. It's a very new feeling for you. Very 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 odd.
Yeah, if anybody who's watching Cole, you see him kind of roll his eyes, put together a few bits and bobs, take take a vial of holy water and put one drop in it, array like celery stalks in a little circle, and then perform a complicated semantic set of movements with his hand. And the final movement, he kind of takes his hand, he takes one hand and the other hand and kind of slides them, one going down, one going up, and then chops down the with the hand that went up. So it goes up and down, and he does it again, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and he kind of starts getting frustrated, and starts throwing the celery stalks, forming this little I don't know divine circle on the floor, and then just shovels all of the angrily shovels all of the spice into a little ramekin and throws it into the thing, and just cooks it without cooks it aggressively without it, um and then moves on to whatever happens next. So yeah, so little semantic tester, just chop chop chop. No, it's not working.
So, Felidor, your turn.
What can I do? How many rounds do we have left?
This is you
Second
have
to
2 rounds
last.
after this. 2 rounds.
Thought
2
we-
rounds after.
Thought you were going for 6.
Yeah, you guys have done 4.
Dang, I can't count.
Uh,
How many have I used?
Each, I don't have a whole lot of anything.
I'm only
Use
proficient in
nature.
5 things.
Yeah, I think there was only 1 or 2 of you that were proficient in like 6 things.
I'm proficient in 6, but they don't do shit for most of the stuff.
I mean, that's where you guys just gotta get creative. I'm being pretty lenient on what you can use skills for.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, my mind right now, it's not working.
Survival or medicine? I'm gonna use survival. Yeah, I'll use survival. I'll come up with something for that. I'll use my survival skill check because I'm like, I know that some of these things can be pretty fortifying. What if we, try to work into making them the stars of the dish, and let's see if we can make those like something that they eat it and it's something that makes them go, oh man, I feel hearty and I feel amazing and I feel like I can take on the world. So I'm gonna try and like work some of my druidic magic into making that happen.
Okay.
It's 17.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, like, you've been out and about enough and had to make enough stuff over campfires that while these ingredients themselves aren't necessarily the most familiar to you, I mean, they're similar enough to, that things that you have cooked before, that you have some knowledge of how to at least make it palatable. And so you kind of run around and give that direction to some of the things that don't seem to be going, like, getting done on time. All right, back to the top of the order. Droop is on track and doing dishes.
Yay! Good job.
Somebody gets a +4 to their roll.
Alan.
Scott Graham, go ahead and make your stealth roll, since now you're running out of the room, hiding some of the stuff that you've been using, or that you were hiding on your person.
Oh, yes. Stealth check. Let's go. +9, and I get a 14.
You guys, it's funny too, because like when I like made up the rules for this, like I adjusted the rules from what the adventure actually stated, and I was like, oh, like they'll probably get a couple natural ones, and like there's enough rules that they'll probably get some natural 20s, and like they'll like it'll average out to be like 15 is like right where you want to be, and it's like you guys have just rolled so poorly for the most part. Okay. Um Morning, so you run out there and you like start hiding stuff, but like you just like find the weirdest spots, and like maybe not the most like hidden spots, like next to like this is like right off of the town hall, or like right in the town hall. It's one of the rooms, like their banquet room, and it's like the kitchen for the banquet room is basically what you're using. And like so there's like a sign-in book of like guest here. You just like won't leave one of the kitchen knives there. Like you stick a spatula into like one of the plants, and like you just like are hiding it in like not necessarily the greatest spot, but it's at least like annoying enough that to have to find.
Take one of the turkey basters and shove it up Mateus's.
And then you have Morning Lord, your turn.
I noticed that Horburn, the Minotaur dude, Herberon, is getting real frustrated and angry because his dementia's like kicking in. And I go over there and I try to calm him down and work with him and see if we can get him back on track. So I'm gonna roll for animal handling.
Sure.
23, baby. I'll get him calmed down and he is cooking like he never cooked before. Because that's the power of the morning lord, baby.
Yeah, so you like go back, or you like go up to him and like you like start like stroking his like head and like petting his head. Just be like, hey, you got this, man. Like you got this. You know, like I understand it's frustrating, but and then you just like kind of like give him some direction on what he needs to do, and then he does calm down and like starts to focus more. Malin.
Remember that +4.
Yay. I'm gonna try to help, like, use my deception to deceive, like, Droop into acting better. I don't know. Like, Droop, you need to be doing the dishes better. And I'm gonna use like it as like, oh fuck, no, that's not right. I'm gonna use deception to convince Droop that if he doesn't start doing better, I'm gonna take his hat and amulet away because I bought them.
Okay.
I don't know what else. I
No,
had an
I
idea
think
for my
that's.
last skill, so
I think that
I was
works.
trying to think of this.
Yeah.
That'd be a 15 with a +4 for Droop.
All right. Well used.
You haven't used Matavius's thing for this round, so
How many more people go after me? 2?
Cole and Felidor.
Never know. Felidor and Cole might need it. I mean, a 15
Yeah.
meets, so.
I mean, a 15
Yeah.
meets. Yeah, we'll stay at this one for this time.
Okay.
Let them
Alright.
have it.
Cole, your turn.
Okay. Cole is gonna use Cole is gonna funnel the anger he's feeling at his ritual not working into intimidation and the telepathic empathetic bond he has with his raven, and the fact that it's kind of new to the team is going to I'm going to use my raven's help action, their one help
Yep.
action, for this roll to cancel out my disadvantage. And this is not great team dynamics, but like, Droop is like carrying a stack of plates that's too tall and that we don't actually need, that he's so proud that he just goes, and I'd be like, Cole, hey, Droop, you've got to focus on the pots. We need the saucepan now, and like yell at him, and like as I put the punch on now, my raven like to like add emphasis to the point.
Okay.
So roll intimidation, and that's going to be 21.
Okay.
Poor Droop.
So the raven flies down at Droop, and as it's coming down at him, he just like drops the plates and like they shatter on the ground. A majority of them, not all of them. Some of them
Yes.
are impacted or like saved by the other ones breaking. But he drops a bunch and he like runs back and starts scrubbing pans as fast as he can. Felidor, your turn.
And Felidor, you can use Toon Bronze advantage if you want, because we haven't used that yet this round.
You did use Matavius's reroll, right?
Uh,
No.
No, we haven't used.
No. So that's what he can. I mean, he can use the advantage and the reroll if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But he does have the reroll for sure. And you guys still have a round to use Toon Bronze last advantage.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. That's what I meant, is the reroll.
Yeah.
We should
I don't know.
probably use it in the last round since a lot of us don't have any proficient skills left.
Yeah. That's a better way to go about it. So
Well, the reroll is once per round.
So
Yeah.
let me amend what I said previously. For Felidor, can use you can use the reroll.
Yeah.
What did I say? I meant advantage.
I have medicine left. Well, I am technically a line cook, so I'm gonna see use medicine to see what things there are I can smoke to make myself feel better.
You gotta take a key of cocaine so that way you can cook better.
Well, it's a good thing you guys saved the reroll.
Yeah, I'll re-roll that. Not much better, but at least I met the check.
Oh, okay. So you start like looking at some of the meats, and like that like you've been preparing the woolly goblin, and you've prepared like the mammoth and stuff. And the seafood, the crab itself isn't gonna take as long to cook. Just from so you're like but you're making sure you're like because of your bond with animals and stuff. You're trying to like break it and like get the meat out of its shell as kindly as you possibly could. Mutilate something like that, but like your medicine and like your insight into that into medicine kind of lets you know like where, if it was alive, even where like it would feel the least amount of pain, and also like where the joints will disconnect the best, so that way you can actually get the most amount of meat out.
Olay.
All right, so it goes back to the top. This is going to be the last round. And Droop is still intimidated by that raven and unfocused. Like he's just doing it as fast as he can, but like he's kind of just keeps scrubbing the same pot and pan over and over and over and over because he's scared.
Yeah, that sounds like the right outcome, a narratively appropriate outcome. Thanks, Dice.
So you guys have one advantage from Toonbaron and one reroll from Matavius for this round, just so you guys know. Scatgram.
I'm going to use my acrobatics to kind of jump around on the tables and the benches and stuff like that to get around them faster to help make the final preparations with everybody.
Okay. So you start running around the room in order to like start help plating stuff.
Right.
Because you're coming to the end, and so you're like running around, grabbing some plates, setting them out for people to like start plating stuff. Go ahead and roll. This is so.
Oh, what do you guys think?
I mean, other people are going to be running at disadvantage, so I don't know.
That's my straight up roll. I mean, I don't want to take away from you guys.
Yeah, I would. I don't know.
I almost think it's better for you guys since you guys are rolling at disadvantage.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's what I'm eating with an 8.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity's sake.
Natural 20.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Okay. Morning Lord, your turn.
I am going to perform some magic on this plating to make sure that the food looks as inviting as it tastes.
So you're doing a performance check?
Correct.
Or Arcana? Okay.
Performance.
Okay, so you're so you're not. It's not necessarily magic. It's like in the actual sense, like magic, as in like you're gonna try and make it look as nice as possible.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll, and you're not proficient in this one.
Correct.
Okay, so you will do it at disadvantage unless.
No Amy's, no Amy's, no Amy's, no Amy's. Oh!
Natural 1.
Ugh!
I mean, you got the reroll. You got the reroll. I mean, the highest you're gonna get is or I guess not the highest, but your other roll's a 9 still, so you're still getting a 9 if you roll higher, but you do have a reroll instead of taking a natural 1.
I think I should take the reroll.
yeah, take the reroll, definitely.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, so you still get the 9, but you avoid the natural 1.
Oh yeah, I guess it's not a 19.
No.
Dang it.
I mean, yeah,
it's better than a natural 1.
Right, it's still a net increase to our points. So
Huzzah!
Malin, your turn. You have one advantage left for the last 3 rolls. One of you guys can use advantage.
Malin is going to use his stealth. So as people are, plating the plates, you usually have somebody, with a rag cleaning them off, making sure they're perfect,
Yep.
absolutely pristine. So he's going to be like stealthily doing that while people are actually placing the items. He has a rag cleaning up the sauce because it might have like dripped a little too far or
Okay.
21.
All right. Yeah, so like you kind of, like you said, you're stealthily doing it, so you're like out of the way, making sure not to interfere with anybody, but you just kind of like quicken, like some sauce gets spilled or isn't exactly how it needs to be. You just wipe it up real quick, and move on to the next one. And Cole, your turn.
Okay, Cole is going to Cole's going to use his persuasion skill just to try to or no, performance. Just to kind of like put on a happy face and not feel like he's letting everybody down and that he screwed up this ritual and then he yelled at Droop and everything is falling apart and and it everything is terrible forever. Nope, everything's great. We're doing great. But and do we have one more? Do we have Toonbron's advantage or
Yeah,
still?
you have one advantage left that either you or Felidor can use.
Okay, I will do this. Felidor, you can have it. I'm gonna see how this goes. That's a 14. Oh, I forgot you can. We learned about how to do that with all at the same time. Regardless, okay. 14.
Okay. 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 Felidor, your turn.
All right, so with me being the very, very last person here, I'm going to put the final little bitty touches with my sleight of hand using what's his name's advantage.
Okay.
Odd. It's an 8.
With advantage. Oh, you have disadvantage on this, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so you like run around and like you try and put some finishing touches on him, but like the stuff is still a little out of place. Some of the stuff is still a little out of place. And so uh, you guys finish plating, and the judges, look at it and they, like they start trying it. They're talking and scoring it, and they don't tell you right away what the score is, but they let you know that they're done, and you guys leave the room. And then the next team, like staff comes, cleans up a little bit, and then the next team comes in, and then after about 3 hours, 3.5, hours for like cleaning time and everything, they announce that they have determined the winner of the competition, and we will find out who did that next week.
Ended on a cliffhanger. Oh man.
But that was, your guys' rolls were like surprisingly bad.
I expect no less from us.
I was gonna
Like,
say low rolls are us.
I was a little shocked, but
Well, hopefully that's the case for everybody.
but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. It's a little different encounter than what you guys are used to.
Yeah, I really did. I think we got some creative use of our skills, and I'm kind of glad that the dice didn't work out for my religion check for because I feel like that's been something that I've been thinking about a lot of, like, oh, how's my dad feel about me basically abandoning his mission for me, and apparently the answer is not great.
All right, but I'm gonna take off, and I will talk to you guys next Monday.
All right.
Sounds good. Bye.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah, thanks everybody for coming out. Let's raid somebody. We haven't done that in a while. Who should we raid? Du-du-du-du-du-du. Maybe there's somebody from the team that I can raid into. Yeah, that would be pretty cool, right? Mm. Let's raid Mr. Dude Guy, sir. He's a part of glitchco with me, so should be pretty good. He's playing Alice Madness Returns. I kind of wanted this game, so should be interesting to check it out. Anyways, thanks for coming out. Maybe I'll stream some more this week. Maybe not. I don't know. I got some things that I want to prime up with the airbrush. Use it for the first time. I got some tentacle things that I can replace these cat ears with, so be a little bit more on theme. But anyways, peace out, stay dude, and have a good one. Bye.